All right. Sorry for the hold up. I'm having trouble connecting one of my Facebook accounts here. Good morning. Good morning. It's 8:30. I wanted to start at 8:20, but I didn't have a chance to. You can see here we're already kind of in a trade. Um, Actually took a couple this morning. Took a loss. Not scared to show it. Mitigated the loss or most of it, and now we're working a short here on MNQ. I do trade the micros, a little bit more flexibility. So we'll watch this and see how it plays out for a second before we get into some more analysis. But good morning, good morning. Let me go over here. You can give me just a second. I'm going to share my Facebook page is live because I think that one's actually broadcasting. Share that to my personal. As I watch this trade, sorry. Page, but you can see it here. All right, so not liking what it's doing here. May go into the open with a little bit of a drawdown. Yeah, I don't like that high getting taken. Give it just a moment, and then we'll just close it here. If it closes above those highs, if it pulls back down, see these are nice little relative equal highs right here, so it may just needed to sweep some liquidity there. Overnight with a lot of downward pressure, so a lot of downward movement. So we'll see what it does right here. See if we get a continuation back down, and then we'll jump to the higher time frames and kind of look at things. So anyway, let's see here. Sorry, it's like, of course, my first official stream today, and of course I have a lot of stuff I'm figuring out on the technical side on how to work all this stuff. So anyway, so if you don't know me, thanks for joining in. My name is Michael Martin, Michael D Trades. I am currently trading on 3 Top Step XFA accounts. I've been funded with Top Step for a while. Got my first funding about a year ago with them. Have worked on just getting consistency going and things like that. So that's really been my thing. I feel like I have a decent read on the markets typically, but then again, what bites us most of the time, it's our risk management and obviously our just mindset and just that can eat you up. So let's see here. Let's see if I got multi-stream. Yeah, we're good. Seems like we're good now. We just don't have our personal Facebook running, which that's fine. So anyway, so we'll take a look at this here in a minute. I am going to move this over. There we go. All right. So we watched this thing do its little work. See, it did take those highs, came back down. That's why I didn't freak out too bad. We did have SMT with ES on this high. So I know a lot of people like to draw it. I never draw them. But we had SMT right here. And what does that mean? That means that ES, which is what you look for like divergences and things with ES. So ES, which is the S&P futures, came up and took this high. It went up here, right? And I can actually show you, but you're going to see part of the chat here. If I show you, let's see if I can do it. Swing things around for a second. All right, so if you look here, This is the 15-minute on ES. You can see here where, see these highs right here. If I can get my thing to draw. See right here, kind of went equal, almost equal highs here, and then on that same high, ES broke it. So see, this would be your SMT, and that's usually a clue. It's kind of like a break in the system. It kind of gives you an idea of where you might see a reversal. Not all SMTs hold up, but they're definitely a good indicator. You just don't want to trade SMTs and say, okay, well, I see a SMT, so I need to go short. No, you need to see other things happening as well. So let me get off of that and get back to our screen here. So I'm going to move this over so I can actually see. Yeah, we do have YM, which is the down futures actually running right now, so we're going to keep an eye on that. It likes to kind of run off on its own and do its own thing. So yeah, so this is the NASDAQ micros. So let's give this a little bit of time. It's 8:37 right now Eastern. Market opens in about 53 minutes. So I'll give this a little bit of time and see if we'll tool down, see if we can mitigate some of this drawdown. If not, it's fine. We'll be good. So as this works, we can take a look at the 15-minute. And then we'll go over a little bit of an analysis here. Look at the 15-minute chart here. This was overnight, right? We opened up here, worked our way down. This is our new week opening gap, so we got that. Get that stuff out of there for now. We're not going to let it go near that far. So a lot of this, I want to keep that. I want to keep that. This is our midnight open price, true open, so we're well below that. But yeah, like I said, we've been trending down. So what do I look for? Let's see here. From about 2 o'clock here. 2, yeah, this is our London high. It's our overnight high in London session. And when I look at London high and low, I'm looking from 2 to 5. So we don't really need anything there. This is our London low here. This sell side liquidity is London low. So we'll go ahead and mark that out. So the one thing I don't like about this trade is that we're actually in the middle of this London range. So it's kind of a crapshoot here. It may want to tool up. So that's why I'm just being cautious with it. And if it shows me signs that it's going to break to the up, we'll just close this trade and be done with it. So also, let's see here. So now, if you caught my test stream last night, you heard me talking about EQ points and all that. So what I like to measure is midnight to midnight. So we had midnight here, and then we have previous day's midnight here. So as I look at that, we have a high here. It's our Friday high, all the way down to our low before midnight, which is right here. So this will be our EQ, our previous day range. It's way on up there. Yeah, I don't like the way this is tooling up. So this is the 5-minute. We'll give it just another minute here. Yeah, this really turned on me as I was setting up the stream, and I didn't really have a chance to deal with it. I should have partialed off here because I was actually in here. There was one more thing I was going to look at. All right. Yeah, that's done. I'm done with that trade. All right, so what I was going to look at too is, and really I already know, but I just wanted to show it. So if you look here, 8 p.m., this is our Asia high. When I measure Asia highs and lows, I like to look at them from 8 p.m. to midnight. And then our midnight marker, our low would be right here. Okay, why is this important? And this is just something that you can look at, kind of study on your own. If you look from 8 p.m. to noon or midnight and check out London 2 to 5, what do you notice? This is something I really pay attention to. London high right here after 2 a.m. never took Asia high. Okay? Now for me, and what I study, this is an indication that we're going to continue a trend down during either pre-market New York or even New York AM. The pre-market New York right now looks like it's going to give us the big pullback, right? And I probably should have stuck in that trade, but it is what it is. This is our hourly chart. Our market structure is still down here, okay? So what I'll look at is this. Got a nice bearish fair value gap there. And what this will want to do, if we continue bearish, it's going to want to come down and run after this external range liquidity down here. Okay, so that's really the play I was looking for just now, to mitigate some of this. Now, I didn't like the way it was tooling up. I don't like what time it is, in regards to, we're getting closer to the market open. I need to see something better than what I'm seeing. We have more SMT right here forming. We may get an 845 play. So what do we do? Since we're in drawdown, you can see here, I got a negative number there. That's fine. I will definitely reduce my risk as we work on getting this back. So see this midpoint of this 1 hour fair value gap? See how it's just wicking into it? It's honoring it. So what do I need to see? What do I need to see to get short again? I need to see some sort of change in the state of delivery. Pulling up here. Some people might look at this as a nice little 3 drivers, sucking in longs, and scaring out shorts like me. It's all right. We'll just give it another minute. Let's see if this SMT gets blown up. Actually, I'm going to put my stream screen over here, and then that will allow me to share what I'm looking at on the SMT side of things. Because as you see here, we had an SMT here. Now we got one kind of forming here. See this? If it doesn't get busted up right now. Okay. So yeah, so that's kind of what we're seeing right now. I still like the down move here for now. Not in anything yet. Got to mitigate a little bit of loss. So I'm watching this right here. If we break and close there, I may go light and also got a nice our high here. Yeah, already had one there, huh? Hiding from me. All right, so let's see. We also have this guy right here. Breaker tucked away in there. It's an order block that could get flipped on its head. 8:45. I mean, this is entering a good period. Good time. See what happens. $18 seconds left on that clock or on that candle. No news at 8:30 really. There's no news. I didn't even show you the economic calendar, but you know, there's really not a lot going on today news-wise. So this, I'm not afraid of this thing doing things right. Okay, there it is. There it is. So I'm gonna go one there. What did I enter on? The CISD, changing the state of delivery. We got these up close candles, which pretty much from the order block. We had a closure below the bodies of those candles. It's about as most low risk entry you can take at the top or bottom of a range. You can see there's not a whole lot of risk on this, so it doesn't bother me if it's kind of running against me for a minute. This will be the only trade we'll take now until probably about 9:45, 10 o'clock. So I really don't like being in trades around the open. I do, and I have been, but it really depends on what's happening. If there's 8:30 news that gives us a nice direction one way, and then we could see the open counter that, you know, that's definitely a time that I like the opening trade. But when there's no 8:30 news and this thing has just been doing what it's been doing, it's better just to hang tight. So what would I do here? All right, if we come down and break below this block here, this one I just drew out. If we break and close, I'll go one more in, and then we'll target. Where am I wanting to get out? If I see this thing really come up here and break above these up close candles. So kind of watch that. See how it plays out. Everybody likes to see people push buttons. Here you go. I'd say probably one of the hardest things for me too is getting into trades too early. Like I can see the moves, I can see where we're going, but I really fight getting into trades too early, and a lot of it doesn't have to do with getting too early in regards to my setup. It's in regards to time, like getting in before the moves are actually about to happen. So we'll let this go for a second. Oh, I'm not even showing that right screen, am I? Here we go. Sorry about that. Come on, chat, folks. You're supposed to tell me this stuff. All right, let this do its work. Like to see some some movement down here in the next 10 minutes. Big target would be down here, London low, 4 standard deviations. I mean, it lines up perfect. Yep, S&T's holding up. And why am I sized down so much? Simply because I'm in drawdown right now on the account, so I don't want to risk it too much more here. Just more to come back from. All right, let's see if we break this block. There's the break. Now let's see if we close below it. A little bit here. All righty. All right, let's see. YM's pulled back a little bit. ES kind of hanging out just like NQ at the moment. Love to see NQ take charge and just start barreling down. So yeah, so this is where we wait. Three. Yeah, really the objective of this trade for me is just to mitigate some of this drawdown right now. If it would make some sharp movement down, we'd probably get out pretty quickly. And there's another push back up. It's okay. So we're just going to chop. It's a good thing about being light. This doesn't really hurt. Still really watching these guys right here. So let's see what kind of movement we can get down now. You notice what it went and tagged right with this wick. There's a small inefficiency right here. You see where this candle body has a little bit of a gap between that candle body, and there's like a space there. It's not a full void, but there is an inefficiency there, so it went and tagged it and working its way. All right. Price doesn't like to leave stuff like that untouched. So let's see. Still looking good. We're also in the middle, we're in this 1 hour fair value gap, sell side imbalance. And we're also in a 15-minute order block. So if we look on the 15, you see these big moves down. We did flip these fair value gaps, but we're in this order block right now. So waiting to see if all this holds up to give us some directional move back down. with the higher time frame order flow, which has obviously been super bearish since Friday. So like I said here, they wanted to trap people into longs, thinking this thing was going to just continue to barrel up, so they could swing it back down. Let's see. Let's get a break. Let's get a close right here. Nice. Ooh, it's getting away from that block. I like my add-in to be closer, but let's see. 4 seconds. Boom, boom, boom. There it was. There's the break. We're going to go ahead and add in. Here. Definitely going to come here. See this inefficiency here? So we'll definitely probably go after these lows. So we'll put that. Let's put it here. Not a huge win, but it'll mitigate some of this loss, and hopefully we can deal with this before the open. All right, what's that going to be? Like 70 bucks, 60 something bucks. See it retesting this breaker. It's called a breaker block. It's an order block that gets flipped. We got a tiny swing high, swing low, down close candles. Because normally, if price is going to continue up, it would come back down. It would it would touch this block at some point, and then it would push off of it and continue up. So why is it called a breaker? Because it actually gets broken. It's a broken order block. So it actually comes up, comes down, closes below it, then comes up and retests it to reverse course. So we'll see if that plays out. Like there's nothing 100% obviously in trading, or I wouldn't be down starting this morning. So it's okay. So what we'll do is we'll sit here and just see where it goes and really watch the clock. Because if we just stay chopping here going into right before the open, then I may just get out. I really want to see this thing start to move at 9 o'clock, between 9 and 9:10. I'd love to see it really start tooling down between these next 12 minutes. So what got me into my drawdown today? That's probably the burning question. Well, I saw this move up. I wanted to play the continuation of this counter trend move, which was just going to be a pullback into what I was going to see as this thing pulling back early and then wanting to drop again today. So I was getting in this area, and then a bunch of AI news hit. AI regulations in Europe. There was all kinds of stuff. So that gave the market a reason to kind of whip everybody around. So as I got long, it whipped back on me. So that's really where I took my first losses. And then I mitigated it because once it came back up, I got most of it back coming up. And then obviously you just saw me playing the short a little too early, and that put me right back kind of down. So it's kind of been a little bit of a whipsawy morning for me. Nothing too crazy that I should be able to get back from. So we'll just sit here and see if we get it back. That's my big thing though. Like if I take losses, the way for me to not go on like a tilt is to just keep my size down. Like as I'm trying to bounce back, just keep the size down, see if we can get some pressure, or see if we can just cut into it some. And then when our big window comes after the open, then we can really still keep size down, but then not have so much recovery to do if we're in loss. As we can see here, look at that, nice drop. It's going to tag this inefficiency right here in just a second. Right here, that's where we want to go. Boom, 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 boom. And take that low. ES hasn't taken it yet, so we're good. ES is taking it now. All right, we got it. Now we're going to set break even. That mitigated some there for us. See if we get some speed down. I mean, if we go after London low here, I mean, we'll be back to scratch, which will be fine. Boom, boom, boom. Nice drop. So we get some more speed. We're still in a good window. It's only 9:02, so let's see if this thing gets speed to the downside. Stop here. There. Watching this guy right here. That gap's kind of flipped. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this one for now because we played it. We know what's going on there. We really got to get past this guy right here. You see me marking these out. It's always something that I'm thinking that, you know, we've got to make a move on. All right. Go check Facebook. I don't know if I'm getting comments. I need to go to my page. Nope, nothing there. All right, cool. All right, let's see if we can get this continuation down. See how we came up. See, we got a fair value gap up here, buy side, and we got a fair value gap down here. Notice they cross over each other. This is kind of a balanced price range now. So we need to see these two act as resistance and just send this thing down from them. That's why I kind of adjusted my stop here. I didn't want it in those because it can always come in and retest. Yeah, I'm kind of, it's 9:04, kind of kicking myself. I think I should have added in one right here. But the problem is you add in here, your break evens here, and then you're pretty much, if it comes back on you, the little bit I took off of that drawdown already would be negated. So let's just let it roll. Looking good. See some more speed. Everybody's going down. ES going down. Some YM's trying to tool down. So yeah, they're all in sync right now. This is good. It's good till it's not. $9:05. I'm going to give it a few more minutes. I lost my chat. Here we go. There we go. All right, let's get some more speed. See if we can bust this guy. See, this will be another order block here, another breaker right here. Probably on the 5 minute. Yeah. 5-minute chart. Let's see how it works. How's looking there? Still looking good. Let's go back to the 1. Time is still on our side for now. I'm really watching here. I really don't want it to come back in here. I really don't. All right. If you guys have, well, this is just a waiting game now. So if you guys have anything to talk about, just let me know. Shoot me in the chat. Love to hear it. And yes, this is MNQ. It is only 1 micro left on this trade. I actually took partial here. So we're just trying to mitigate a little bit of this drawdown for the open. If we don't, that's fine. We flipped our 8:30 open, which is good. What I mean by flip is this is our 8:30 right here. It's a mess. I don't even want to put a line there right now. We can actually just take this one. That's our 8:30 open right in there. And what I mean by flip it is, you see we went above it right after the open, kind of manipulated above it, and then we really ran right through it. So I really like time-based liquidity. So what I mean by time-based liquidity is I like your big open prices, your Asia low, your London low, your London high. You know, all these time-based things you'll see me really reference as we go forward. Because here's the thing, like when I see a displacement through a key level or a time-based liquidity level, it usually gives you a good indication of direction, even if it's just in the short term, right? That's one reason I don't like this trade, really, because we're in the middle of the London range, and it's not my favorite place to be. So we usually like to take them in the middle. But here's the thing: I don't know if it's. I don't see it coming back to London high right now. So being in the middle, playing the middle back down towards the low is really what I'm looking at. So we got about 1 minute till 9:10, and then I'm going to decide if I'm going to close this thing up, or not close the stream up, but actually close up this trade until after the open. Because we do have these relative equal highs up here. And if the New York session, if the AM session wants to send it lower, they may come up and sweep these highs first. I'm going to go ahead and set this break even. It's tooling now. It would totally break structure up at this point, but that's what the open likes to do. And after Friday's news, there's no telling what kind of stuff they'll do. Or this thing could just crater straight down. So you just have to be gray with everything. You can't just be hung up in one bias all the time. Like, I will have an idea. I will have a kind of a bias that I'll try to stick to. But usually I try to just watch what happens after key times to see which way we're moving in that moment to actually capitalize on it. So we'll just kind of let this play out. See, it's having trouble getting through this area right here. 9:10. All right, let's see what we're going to do. Let's get through this guy. It's looking good for it. Yeah. Now let's see if we can pop it. Go. We really need to see a break and a close below here if we're going to continue down. If not, it could use this as an area to bounce on back up. ES, NQ, still looking good, still in sync for the most part. Don't see any 15-minute SMT over there on the lows, so that's keeping me in. Now let's see if we can get busy. 9:15's coming. Some people might want to move their stop into profit in this area, not me. It's too close. It's a 1-minute chart. If I'm going to move my stops into profit, typically I'll use the 5-minute chart. I need to see the 5-minute show some good market structure, and I'll use the market structure of the 5-minute, because the 5-minute breaks, you're pretty much changing direction for short-term intraday trades. The 1-minute, man, that thing can just come up and wick it, take it out, and then go right back down. So I try to stay away from that. So yeah, well, as we wait on this, yeah, this is going to be you typical streaming attire. I usually come straight from the gym and jump right onto the computer, right into the charts, and that's how my day flows. So I'll trade typically from, if I see setups at the gym, it's probably a bad habit. I need to stop doing it when I'm on my phone or whatever. I'll take them, but they're not always the best setups because I don't have all my screens in front of me. So sometimes they're not. I don't have a good call on like SMTs and just kind of seeing all the things I need. But I've caught some really good trades at the gym. But I've also caught some really big losers, just because the way pre-market can move around. Pre-market's not for the faint of heart. If you're newer, you really should stick to times like 10 o'clock. Don't get caught up in the craziness of pre-market. Obviously, you can see it. It got me, and I've traded pre-market. But look at that holding. I'm going to give 9:15 a chance to push through it. If 9:15 doesn't do it, we'll wait till 10 o'clock or 9:45 and see what happens. Yeah, not good. Oh yeah, pause this thing so I don't get pause. Sorry, I gotta deal with something over here for a second. All right, 9:15. What are we gonna do? You're not being very hopeful here. All right. Anybody in the chat? Anybody want to chat about something? You got any questions about trading or life or let's see if I can see chat here. Let me refresh it and see if there's anything going on. I am live on Facebook and on YouTube currently, so if I'm not seeing your chats, I'm sorry. Let's see if I can look over here and see if I see something. Should I turn this on? Nothing there. Good. Well, not good. I'd love to hear people chat, but or see some chat, some chatter. So we wait for this thing to do its thing. It's funny because when we do, when I do execution videos, you watch a 2-minute video and it's like an hour and a half condensed into 2 minutes. You don't get to see the whole waiting process that happens. It makes it look flashy and showy, but at the same time, you get to experience the real. I'm sure I'm not the only streamer people have seen online, but like I said, this is my first actual stream, so just bear with me here if things aren't perfect, or I'm still just trying to figure out a lot of this stuff. So, but the cool thing here is, like, when you post execution videos constantly, people are always like, you only post winners, which mine aren't all winners. You'll see me take a loss, then flip a trade into a win, things like that. But with this, I mean, you're going to see the good and the bad. So you're going to see tilt, you're going to see bad trades, you're going to see it just happens. I think one of the hardest things for me is dealing with, I don't like losses, right? So this does bother me. It should bother, I mean, it probably bothers everybody, but I think you get to a point in trading that if you know that you can keep your losses small, you can make them back. You know that you can recoup it. It's when you let it go. Like if this was 1,200 instead of 200, it'd be a whole different. You're doing dumb stuff at that point. You're putting big size on, trying to make it back. You should never let it get there. And I'm preaching to the choir because I've done it more times than I want to admit. So it's just part of trading, though. You have to learn to overcome that stuff. And so we're getting close to 920. 920 is usually when I like to cap a trade before the open. Still holding this balance price range here. The one I said I should have gotten back in on, but I'm not going to do it now. We're getting too close to the open. I mean, $30. So I really want to close it for $30. Or just see if the open wants to shoot down. I just don't like the way this got held. So yeah, I don't know what happened with getting the stream on my personal Facebook. If you're watching it on my Michael D. Martin my old business page, I could send it there easily. But for whatever reason, the personal Facebook page won't work. So I posted the link. So if you're watching it from the link I posted, thank you. It was working last night. I don't know what the deal was. So I may just, eventually the goal is to get just to YouTube. Look at that. There you go. See how we came and swept these highs? Relative equal highs here, relative equal highs here. Came up, swept them. So there was really no displacement here. Yeah, there really wasn't. Displacement, if you don't know what displacement is like these big candles where you just see like a big juicy move. Big juicy moves like that tend to imply that we're going in that direction, at least for a little bit. Usually when you don't see displacements like this and you see this chop up and down, up and down, up and down like this, it's generally engineering. It's engineering liquidity, because people will get long and they'll put their stops under all these little guys right here, these little swing lows. And then so it'll run, get longs, get longs, get longs, get longs, and then it'll eventually, boom, attack these stocks very quickly. So just another way the market makers like to generate liquidity, even on these little time frames. So yeah, we're just gonna let this ride for a minute. 920. $9.25, you'll see a splash of liquidity. It could, or a splash of volume, whatever you call it. I'm not an expert. I'm just another guy. And usually 9.25, you'll see it make a rapid move one way and then could shoot the other. What I don't want it to do is do that rapid move up here and then go down. That would just really suck. But at least we're protected, right? We don't lose on this trade. So that's a good spot to be in. And I've got to make a good habit of keeping my break even where I need when it's there. That's one rule I've been trying to get in my head is like, Michael, once you set your break even, don't move it. Because I sometimes will move it thinking, okay, well, you know, I need to give it a little room before it continues back the way I want it to go. And I will say 80 to 90% of the time, I should have left my break even there. And because it decides to go that way and keep going. So yeah, so this is looking all right for now. Got our target down here at London low. Like I said, this would mitigate us for the moves that we want to see later. We'll kind of start from scratch, which is fine. When I say mitigate, I'm just saying recover these losses. It's a long day, right? You've got plenty of windows of opportunity throughout each day. It's a Monday with no news, but we've seen plenty of Mondays with no news get directional. Like when I say directional, trending up or trending down pretty hard. Like I said, there was big Friday news, non-farm payrolls, so the job market looked strong on paper. And so the interest rate cuts that the market was expecting or wanting in 2025 are dwindling. So Bank of America says predicting 0 cuts. Goldman and a couple other ones are predicting 1 or 2 cuts potentially. So the market did not like that. So good news was bad news for the market. Dollar was flying, still flying, and your stocks have been dumping. So this whole move, like I said, since about 5 o'clock this morning, in my opinion, has just been a big pullback, get people long, and then continue down. So what we're looking for is hoping that, there we go, fine. We may break and close 6 seconds on this candle. Here comes that 925 injection in 1 minute. There's our break. Oh, if this wasn't at the open, I'd be adding in right now. I just would. Can you tell the open has kicked my butt a few times? Yeah, we're gonna play it safe. There's 925. I need to see it bounce down off this breaker right here. This is what we need to see hold. If you want to see what I'm looking at, this guy. I need to see this guy hold. Need to see this hold? No, I need to see this hold. I need to watch this too. Starting to see SMT on the lows. With ES, if it doesn't, if let's see here, if ES doesn't start pushing down, we're gonna have some let me show you what I'm looking at over here. See this guy right here? See how this one's tooling down, right? See how this one's not taking that low yet? I need to see ES catch up with NQ, take this low fairly quickly. Only got 2 minutes left in that candle. So you're just actually getting to see what I'm thinking as I'm going through this process constantly. Looks like we're going to be holding through the open. Giddy up. $27 injection. All right. See if we can get busy now. We're a good 40 points away from our break even, so see, I'm hovering right here, man. I'm hovering right on this close button. Oh, we got 1 minute. The suspense is killing me. See how it's coiling up? Getting very sideways right here, right before the open. Seconds. See what we do. Hold that breaker block. Probably wick through it. 2 and 1. So we do. Woo. Getting a little lag here. Swept the lows first of this little consolidate. See, it took those equal lows right there. That, for me, could be a danger sign. That it wanted to sweep those and then go back up. Just keep watching. I really would like to see it came up and take these first, and then really wanted to tool down. But block holds it. There we go. Let's see if we can start getting some rip now. Don't want to move my stop down yet. It's the open. Likes to get whip happy. Energy down. So right back into that little range, sweeping around. Just eating people up right now. It's making me think, oh, it's going short. No, it's going long. Oh, it's going short. This is what we call chop. Chop City. Hopefully we're far enough away from it to not have to fool with it. Yeah, we blew that S&T up there. Oh, I'm still looking at that. Sorry. You got to tell me these things. All right, here we go. Let's go back to here. Sorry about that. I'm sitting here talking about what I'm seeing. You're not seeing it. There we go. We got some unmitigated imbalances over here that we got to push through. See if we can get busy through them. Okay. What are we? YM, the Dow is off to the races. And ES is starting to turn up. So let's be careful here. We may need to pull this thing if these things keep pushing. NQ may want to dump on its own though. It's probably, I didn't even look at the stocks. NVIDIA and some of these AI guys are having a hard time today. So NQ may just be doing its own thing because the NASDAQ, as you would know, as you should know, is tech stocks, heavy tech. ES and is definitely more financial. But yeah, with all that news that I was talking about earlier that kind of whipped me around early morning, it wasn't probably the best news for tech, talking about AI regulation in Europe and all kinds of different stuff. So and I think Biden put I don't know if it was Biden or the administration, I'll say, put some sort of thing on NVIDIA, which wasn't good news for NVIDIA this morning either, or last night. So we are seeing some dump in NVIDIA, which NVIDIA pretty much can dictate where the NASDAQ goes, or NQ. So we're going to give another minute here. I'm not liking the way the other ones are pushing up. NQ's already down 262 points for the day. Not just right now, but the full day. We're down to 1.27%, so it is brutal. Okay, so YM is just, the Dow futures is just gone, off to the races, up. Rocket ship. Like I said, we're trying to get through these imbalances right here. We're going to attack the sell side liquidity down here. And so what am I looking at over here? I'm watching this blue candle here. I want to see price stay below it. I don't want to see it get above it or close above it to keep me in the trade. There. So So about another 40 points. May not give us all that. Unless we get speedy. Here we go. Nice. Nice. We took that low. In case you didn't notice what I do when I'm thinking. Put my head on. Keeps my hand off the mouse. All right, so we get one more push down. We're in 720s now, 27.25. We'd have to break 700 and really get. All right, ES is starting to dump now too. We do have some S&T at the bottom, the NQ and ES, which ES needs to get speedy. We're gonna, I think we go lower. Let's pull our stop, our take here, and I'm gonna close manually if it doesn't go through it. I want to see this placement right through. Right through that thing. What do we see this area right here? See where it accumulated like a big consolidation area? This is where it's tracking in right now. That's why it's hit. That's why the brakes got hit on it. It's trying to push through all of this. Some people call it supply and demand, whatever. But either way, the brakes got hit right there. So it's got to push through all this. We've got another sell side down here. The low of this whole bunch up of price, right? So then London low is down below that. That was our initial target. And so now we're getting some whip, 939. So in the near term right here, I'm watching this. Bearish FVG, sell side imbalance. Let's see if it'll hold it. If it doesn't, it may close. We're coming up close to 945. So we do have S&T on the lows with ES. If ES can't crack its lows. $945 will tell us everything if we're still in it, or even if we're not in it. All right, still working. ES is trying to get down with a big wick on the 15. If we can see ES, which is the middle chart here, if we can see ES break down and push these lows, we should really get moving. But if not, it may hold up here. But the NQ already broke some of those lows. Now ES is starting to move towards it. Come on. Four minutes to do it. Yes, you got it. I'd love to see it break and close below this low right here. Because then we have a new structure set up. Just show this, give us more push. Four minutes. Oh, yeah. No, I did not mark out more downside targets. I don't think. Yeah, I did not. All right, here's what we're going to watch. We're going to watch this London low. Will we break it? Will we displace through? I want to see a displacement through. If I see a displacement through it, we're gonna continue to tank. And like I said, ES needs to get busy to the downside in the next 2 minutes, or we'll call it. But it's really a race to see who can get to London low first. Yep. But that S&T is going to hold up. We flip that gap. I'm killing it. Yeah, let's get out. All right, we're going to hold off there and see what this 945 does. This could have been just a sweep. To go. But look at this. This is a 5 minute. Notice we're flipping this gap on the 5-2.
They forgot to do the schedule.
I'm live, baby. Ooh, big turnaround. All right, let's go back to the one. What do we have here? A nice breaker down here, but no entry. We have a breaker here, potentially. Let's look at the 15 minute. That's a big wick. Not 45. Let's apply S&T below. Market structure shift here. Yep. So we wait. 930 open right here. Notice it came up, manipulated above 930 open, just right here. Now it's wanting to tool back down. We don't have a 5 minute CISD yet, so it has been a nasty pullback. G. This may have been enough liquidity right here to start the move up. Here we tap this guy. Sorry, I didn't mean to lean the mic. See where we tap this guy right here. This is your change in state delivery. Retesting it right now. Just don't have any faith in these longs yet. Flip. Let's take a low risk one. We'll watch this level right here. Look at these. The fact that we respected this guy right here was very good for a long. Got relative equal highs here. And then we'll see if we can break above here. Enter one more. And then a little measurement. And we got these highs here that we could potentially go after. Very nice. Let's see if 10 o'clock, 9:50, 10 o'clock gives us a good push. Going to keep this trade light too, because this is actually a counter trend trade to the higher time frame order flow. So we'll just watch it close. Yeah, I don't like that wick. See if we can get the push. Why did I like this gap here? I like this gap because it was the first one formed after the 9:30 open, and so it can do some, it can be telling, and told us right here. Broke it, came back, took it, or retested it, and potentially going to move up here. We did have SMT on the lows of ES, so yeah, 8 seconds. Let's see if we can break above this high right here. And this one would be good enough. All right. $9.50. Yeah, we'll go to $9.50 to 10 o'clock. See if we can get this reversal to happen. The short was good, mitigated the early loss, and then, well, most of it. Wouldn't have hit my target even if I'd left the target there. So it just left those London lows, which could be a draw later. You've got engineered liquidity there. Everybody's who got long is going to put their stops below these two guys. So I don't have a lot of faith in the long at this point to be a big trade, but it should give us some sort of retracement here. Oh, just break that. Close. 20 seconds. All right, there's the big push. 3, 2, 1, and there's that. Let's see if we get a little bit from that. Nope. Love to have a limit there. $8.30 open. Let's see if it gets flipped. Boom. Pass out up here. Definitely put that there for sure. Yes, it's gone. ES already took the highs, so NQ better catch up. May just have to. 65 points. Let's see. Getting busy. Minute gap we're trying to flip. Didn't give us any real opportunity to add into it. Could have just added, but I'm really going to target this high right here. Let's see if we get a pullback here. 8.30 open is bouncing right off of it. What's that in? Let's go on to it. Even again. On that high. Oh, don't leave me high and dry here. There we go. I'm not gonna be a prick for a tick. We're gonna let that thing go ahead and take it. Like I said, ES already took those highs, so anything I want to target up here. Got London high, got midnight open. Hold for a second. Let's see, hold. And 8:30 there, so see if this thing wants to start to try to rebalance some of that craziness that happened on Friday. All right, let's see here. What are we looking at? Higher time frames. We got one more minute. We'll have a 15-minute inverted fair value gap. We've got back into this hourly CIVI imbalance, FVG, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it may sweep us out. Yeah. Held that level. That's good. And there you go. All right, we pretty much mitigated most of it now. So let's 10 o'clock's coming. Nothing too chunky, nothing to write home about yet, but just a way to work our way back from the pre-market stuff. I do like this as an entry now, though. This is the 15-minute hadn't flipped it yet. Never mind. I'm watching this guy right here. It's our 15-minute. See, there's a small gap here. You can't really see it because of see the wick and the wick. It's the small gap here that the 15 minutes held. And like I said, I'm still predominantly bearish. I wasn't sold on the longs just yet, but we took it and look what the 1 minute's doing. So yeah. We are retesting this breaker. Still pretty bearish, and we still have that SMT on the tops with ES and NQ. So all right. So what are we looking at next? Let's see. Watching this right here. That's what I was looking at. Waiting to see if this got broke. All right. So what 9:30 do? 9:30 manipulate it down. 9:45, 9:40 start to push back up. 10 o'clock, it's going to push back down. Our bigger order flows obviously to the downside. We have been tooling down for the most part. So do they want to try to rebalance some of this, or do they want to actually keep pushing lower? It's Monday. There's the orb traders. Opening range of breakout. This would be your opening range of breakout right here. Still looking good to the long side. This guy held price so far. Got a market structure shift. Got a push. Never took this, even though ES already did. We're in our window. Let's go. Break back to the top side of this inverted fair value gap. That would be great. Boom. It's a little bigger for you guys. As Marshall shift came down, took internal range liquidity, which is the imbalances. Then we're going to run up to this external range liquidity. We should. All right, let's get a little push. 25. Yes, looking good. It hasn't taken that high yet, so let's continue to hold it. Let's see if we can get up here. Let's do it. Whippy whippy. I think it'll get here. It's not, for me, it's not high probability, but I'd still just put them up there so I can kind of see what, if we do go, what my big targets would look like. There you go. One more push. There you go. All right, let's go ahead and set that to break even. All right, there's some nice push there. big buy sides up here. We want to go. We'll let this thing run. See what it does. There's a few wins there. So this is a 15-minute. We had some relative equal highs up here that I had marked out from earlier. We got this high, we got these highs. Like I said, it could want to rebalance some from crazy drops it had. And always, if it gets to running, and you're running towards your weekly open price or your big weekly opening gap, that's always a big target. I'm not saying it'll get there today, but that's what it's usually pulling to if it starts to come back. Now we're really starting to retrace now. Let's see here. Yeah. Let's see what S&T. Yeah. Did it? See, I tag this here. See, this. Some people would say this isn't a fair value gap, but you can kind of call it an implied fair value gap. If you've got a wick and then nothing here on this body. Notice it still came down here and almost tagged it, but you do have a fair value gap right here that it tagged. Come back, take this out. See how it came into this. Our stop might be a little too close, but it'll be okay. Yeah, we'll be break even again. That's fine, that's fine. Took this liquidity I talked about earlier this morning that I was watching. So let's see if we can. The 15's looking really wicky to the top side. ES is already tooling down. So we played our longs. We're just doing some dog walking right now. Let's see if we can map out. It's 10-10. We create a breaker right here. We're creating a breaker. Now, if we start to go down again, notice, remember, that 1, 2, 3 drives up. Indication that it was just trapping people long to run to this liquidity. And now if we go down now, we're gonna be back in the higher time frame order flow down, which is where we want to be. And London low, remember I said it left these lows for later. We're right there. All right, so yeah, this is looking good to dump. So you have built liquidity, built liquidity, built liquidity. And you got stops below here, stops below here, stops below here. That it could potentially run. Then you've got all this down here that it never took. So, prime time. And that's our first imbalance from the open that we want to pay attention to. don't have a CISD yet. We don't have a breaker yet, so we're just going to wait. So we do have SMT. So you could jump the gun and be in this already, but probably not good. We're holding on. 12 seconds, we'll have CISD right here. Right here. Right, there's the retest of it. It could come back up and test these gaps too. This whole thing is the CISD. This whole thing is the order block. You can go right there. Break here wide in. Break and close. Like I said, it can come back up and check into here. Never really had a big structure shift on the 5 or on the 15, so let's see what happens. IFPG forming. Watching this guy right here. Boom. All right. See if we break it. Break and close. Come on. There you go. 5 seconds. 2, 1. Boom. There's a break and close. Add another. Retest. I'm going to add one more. We're going to take one off at that gap. There's a low in that gap. Let's see if we can go after it. Just a little bit more now because we're back in order flow, higher time frame order flow. So a little bit more now. I'll let a little bit more slide. I really want to see London low get attacked. And if we go after London low, we may shoot through it. So we're going to put limits there and just leave a runner. Boom. Let's see. That was a good shot down. Here we go. We'll pull back. Got some equal highs right here. It may go tag them. I know people are going to ask, they always ridicule people who don't use stops. I manual stop. I know it's not probably what a lot of people should do or should teach, but NQ is notorious for wicking you out, and I have a way, in my head, I like to run tight stops. So tight stops don't work with NQ because it'll just take you out. So I pretty much just do a manual stop. As soon as I start to get some headway in a direction, I'll usually set the brake even pretty quickly, and do that. So this is just accumulating. That's fine. We got a little doji there that's a bullish doji. Hopefully that can hold price. I'm not going to put a lot of stock in it. We're leaving these gaps open for now. May have to go tag them before it goes down. If they stay open, we're gonna fall hard. If they don't stay open, we can still fall, but it's gonna take more time. It's gonna have to come back, touch them, and then go down. All right, let's see what we get. See how I left these relative equal lows right here. I do like that. Hmm. $10.18. All right, it's gonna push back on us. That's fine for now. Gap. See our 15. 15 still looks fine. ES made a nice push up too. Now we want to see some 1020. We want to see some speed back down. If we don't, we can always just get out. All right. Pushing back on us a little bit here. That's fine for now. I'll allow it. All right. Let's see if we can get this thing boogieing. Come on. Just give it our shot. Let's go 1020. See if 1020 wants to send it. If you know about what a silver bullet is, key time for a silver bullet is a 1020, 1025, where it wants to go and tag a imbalance, a fair value gap, typically around that time, and then 1030 likes a spool back in the opposite direction that it goes and tags the gap. See, there's another gap tap. Yeah, I don't like that drawdown, but it'll be all right. We'll see what happens. You can always work that out. And I'm trading light today. It's Monday, and also this is my first stream, so it's the first time I've really ever traded in front of anybody. So if you're here, welcome. So there's a little added nervousness, I guess you could say, or pressure with that. I don't want to see this candle close above this guy. Well, that's what it just did. All right, let's see if we can hold this gap here. This is the one that matters. It's the higher one. And we'll see if we can hold that. We did obviously shift structure right here. We are in the higher time frame order flow, which has been down. So we can give this a moment. It may just do some Monday shenanigans and maybe just want to like start whipping back up on us. But we got to give it room. Or let's feel the draws down here at London low and this low right here. Like it left it for a reason. Like usually it would just go and tag London low. It's like it just left it hanging out. Prime for the taking. But it doesn't have to do it now, that's the thing. So it's got to be careful. We need to bust through this guy right here. We don't want it to support price. Come on, let's get some boogie. Boogie through there. $20 on this candle. See if we can push through that purple candle. There we go. That's what we want to see. Let's see if we can close below it. It helps us feel better about staying bearish. And the other thing too, on the 5 minute, it probably looks a lot less stressful than the 1 minute. There we go. Close below it. Let's see if we can get this pressure back to the downside. Excuse me. I'm a zenner. Sorry. I'm a zenner. I think it's the only thing that keeps me cool during these trades. All right. Here we go. See some speed. 10:23. Let's get busy. $10.20. Silver bullet. Hopefully by between 10:20, it's 10:24 now, 10:25, 10:30, we'll start to see this thing go boom. We'll get the spool down that we want. Look at that. Nice. Let's go down there and take those lows. Now you see I trade light, especially today. I'm only trading 3 micros right now. And I mean, those micros add up. I mean, it's gonna be a couple $100 in total unrealized whenever it hits that first profit target. So we just keep getting these small little base hits, and we're not risking a whole lot. Now, I mean, we're trading 3 accounts, so you have to remember that too. So if we make $200, we're making 600. But like combined on all accounts, I think Friday we were up over $3 grand. So there's days to trade heavy, and there's days to kind of, I mean, you've seen this has almost been more of a scalp session. I mean, I've just been walking the dog up and down, up and down. So I'm not going to get too heavy with that, because at any time this thing can decide to just not want to walk, not be the dog that needs to be walked. All right, so you just have to be leery of that. All right, here we go. Here comes our target. Boom, target hit. We're gonna see if we go after those London lows. We got to break this. This is that opening gap again. Love to come back to it. That first 930 gap. Now let's see if we can get through it. NASDAQ is down, NQ is down 280 points on the day right now. So I pay attention to that sometimes, because if there's not a big news thing happening or something like that, like how much pain is it really going to put people through? You know what I mean? Like how low will we have a 300 or 400 point negative, or negative 300, 400 point day on a Monday with no news? Typically not. You know what I mean? Like it really needs a catalyst to really get it down there. So, and you notice I've taken profits and got tagged out break even twice already today. So it just showing you how kind of tight ranged it is. It doesn't really want to get too loose. But like I said, I think this liquidity is prime for the taking now. It's just it was just set up for it. So let's see here. We get busy to the downside. Let's go. And remember, if you weren't with me earlier, we started negative 2 something. I don't know, almost 300 down. So we're showing a realized profits of 158. Add about 250 to that. So that's kind of what we've done since the open. Not too shabby. Boom. All right, let's see. We got a little SMT here with ES. I'm not super concerned yet because it hasn't closed. So let's see if we boogie now. Why am I using the word boogie? I never say boogie. Let's see if we start zooming. I like zooming better. All right, see, we broke this gap again. Now we're in this big one right here as well. But for me, this is the important one. Let's see if we can hold that one and just push down off of it. That's all. I just want to see it just push down off of it with some speed. 1030 is coming in 2 minutes. Now the other thing is, if 1030 doesn't spool, if 1030 doesn't spin it or take it in a keep it directional, 1030 can reverse. So I'm keeping an eye on that. If we break up out of this little gap here, I'll probably take one more off just to protect what we got. All right, 1030 is coming. Come on, we need some speed down now. Well, we'll get our speed at 1030. Just depends on which way it's going to go. I'm pretty confident in this liquidity, at least down here getting tagged. I like that that's acting as resistance still. Keep it going. Start zooming. So lesson for the day, and I keep telling myself this lesson, and I said it earlier said if you're newer to trading, don't even fool with the pre-market really. It can be a mess. It can mess you up. And I really should just not do the pre-market anymore and just get on here and trade when I'm supposed to trade. Because we'd be up an extra almost $300 compared to what we're up now. So it's the battle we fight with ourselves sometimes. All right, let's see here. Let's go. Notice we got to the bottom of this gap here. Didn't close below it, but I mean, we filled the whole dang thing in. Let's see if we can push this thing down. One more chance. It's 1030. This is where I watch close because I don't want to see 1030 pull a reversal on us. Do I see any SMT confirmed? Not yet. All right, I don't like that. Told you, 1030, taking one off. Something break even. Don't like it. Do not like that. What'd I tell you? 1030. It's either going to spool or reverse. And what are we getting? We're getting a nice little pullback or reversal right here. Crazy thing is we didn't really have any SMT that influenced it. All right. Okay. Really wanted London low. It's all right. Let's see what we can do next. So we're just playing this big range. We've been in it since the morning. All right. And it's going to take me out. Then it's going to go down and go get those lows. Watch. A lot of times here I'd re-enter, but don't really see what I want to see for re-enter. Check 5. All right, 5 minute. Yeah, we're in an implied fair value gap right now on the 5. Testing the 930 open. This is pretty sideways. So it's like looking for a reason to go down. The 5 minutes actually just testing its CISD. It's changing the state of delivery. So I'm gonna watch this 5 and see if it gives us something. I'm watching the 5 on another chart on another screen. If we go in, we're going to go in super light. We're just going to go in with 1 to see if we can add to that 215 right now. Yeah, I don't see it yet. We had a lower low. Let's see. CISD. We have 1 here, 1 here. We got 2 that we've got so far on the 1. Golly, everything's still so bearish from a structure standpoint in the higher time frames. Just taking our time here. Not going to rush it. So I see what I want to see. I'm watching this guy right here. All right, what are we going to do? See either this low taken or this high taken. I like the down still because I mean the 5 minutes still showing us down. The 15 is still showing us down. It feels like it's just a pullback. So we're just gonna sit here and see if we can find a way in. All right, there's our last gap. What time is it? 10:36. Yeah. Now the 5 minutes flipping too, potentially. We still got 3 minutes to show us anything, but yeah, it's looking like it's gonna flip again here. There he goes. That's why we didn't go yet. That's why we didn't go yet. Look, I like this block right here. I like that. Let's see what happens here. We're going to get in right here if we're going to go long, but I really wanted to see if this 5 minute was going to flip. or not, because that 5 minute really is a good tell on if we're going to reverse or not. So let's see what we get here. We're going to go into momentum scalp mode. There's your 5. Oh, no, we still got a minute and a half on the 5 minutes, so let's see. You know we've been playing in this tighter range all morning. You don't want to, you got to be careful getting in. Trying to play a break. So just wait here. What are you guys seeing? Y'all see anything? All right, let's go. I don't want to leave the range yet. 30, 40. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. No. Okay, sorry. Trying to move it. My finger slipped off the mouse. All right, let's see if we can get it. It doesn't want London low. Maybe we'll go to London high. We'll see where we go. I'll be happy with MOP. I'll be happy with this buy side. I'll be happy with the weekly open, Asia high. There's a lot up here that we could really go after. I usually try to always target EQ of the yesterday's range, but it is way up there. It is way up there. So this is a wishful thinking. We've still got to get out of this range, so it's not sure if we're even going to do that. There's a pullback, testing that breaker. Could be another entry right there. Yeah, let's put one more on. Take one off up here at this buy side, new buy side. Got a nice little unicorn set up, and then we can reel this into MLP. Stop's gonna be somewhere in here is what I'm thinking. We'll see how this plays out. See if it actually breaks out. If not, we're just gonna get sideways and it's gonna come back on us. But even if it gives us a fake breakout, at least we'll catch our first target there. 1041. Usually 10:30 reverses, 11 o'clock will give some continuation. So let's see if we can start moving in the next 15, 20 minutes. Righty. All right, we're boogieing. There we go again, boogieing, zooming. We can get some speed. 1042. Of course you're gonna pull by it right in front of my dang target. Always, always. All right, let's give it a moment here. This will be like 4 small little scalpy W's for the day. To a couple losses in pre-market, which happens. Recouped about 250, 300 per account, and now we're having a green day. So let's see if we can get this target right here. Wishful thinking that we break out of the range up here, and that could make our day. Let's see if we can go. There we go. Get that little pop there above the highs. Let's see how we act with those highs. Are we going to displace through them, or are we going to just wick it? You need to see it. Oh, let's go ahead and set up our even. This is up at 291. See, we're just creeping up today. We're not hitting any home runs, but we're definitely just base hitting this little bounce up. And like I said, this is 3 accounts, so it's not like it's just 291. It's 291 times 3. So displacing through. This might get some strength. So I'm going to move my target up just up to weekly open, and see if we can displace through that high. No, not looking good. Let's see. There we go. Come on, get a good push. There we go. All right, let's send it up. Breaking out of the range. Finally. Like my most wishful target's actually all the way up here. We'd have to do a lot of repair to get up there. I'm still gonna leave it up there though, because I'll probably close it here, here, or maybe even now if it doesn't give us a good push. Oh, sorry about that. Let's see what we're seeing on our S&T. ES already took highs. That may be it for that trade. See here. Let's see this hold up price. You see it just bounce off of that with some speed, since we're coming in at the 11 o'clock hour. Come on. Here we go. That's what we wanted to see. All right, let's see if we can get a push. Nope. Now let's see if we can get this buy side line here, the Asia low, BSL, everything right there. Let's see if that can act as support and hold this price up. Notice we've wicked below it a couple times, so I'm really watching that to see how if price can sustain above, and if it does, we'll hold it. Let the runner run. All right, well, my screen keeps clicking off. There we go. Beautiful. Now we're pushing. This is what we wanted to see. Oh, just keep pushing above that high, or that above that high. Yeah, just keep pushing above it. That's what we need to see. Keep it going. All right, we're pushing. Let's see if this 15-minute can push above. Yeah, we definitely got a structure shift on the 15 minutes, so that's a good sign. Now the problem with that structure shift, it leaves me a big old imbalance that it can fill in, so it could come on down and tap me out. Let me show you here on the 15-minute chart. See this? So we shifted structure here. Boom, boom. And we've got this big gap. I know I got a lot of mess on here. Can't see it because of this. So we got a gap right here, and our break even stop is set right in the bottom of it. And 15-minute gaps love to get completely filled before they turn around. So it could take us out. I'm not sure. We had a nice little push. Notice we're fighting this guy right here. This is what we're fighting against. It's this. So fighting this. If we can break and close above this on the 15, which has still got 9 minutes left, we could get some strength to continue up. But we're probably going to have to come back down. And this isn't even a full gap yet because this candle hasn't closed. So I'm just looking at the potential of where it could come back to. But, I mean, we're in a good position to hold. So that's a good thing. We're in a good position to hold this thing for a minute. This is the 1 minute chart again. See, we're getting that pullback I was seeing on the 15. So what do I want to see here? I want to see this guy hold. Or no, these guys hold, sorry. I don't want to see these wicks get closed below. Even though in the 1 minute it's okay if it happens. The real bellwether would be this 5 minute. See, the 5 minute just, ugh. Gives us too many opportunities for it to pull back. So we need to see some speed up. That's what we need to see. We're not getting it. Don't want to see it come back in the range. I want it to just push out of this range and start pulling up. Now, something we need to look at too here is the 4 hour. Let me look at it over here because I may have to close this thing. Yep, there's that test right there on that gap. Don't like it. Yeah, see, there's more gap. There's another gap down here they could go after that's more in a discount zone. But that would pull it back down the range. So if it's wanting to leave the range, this should be sufficient. But if it wants to come back and stay in the range, which it looks like it may, that's not going to be good for us. Because if it comes back in that range, I'm pretty much going to call it a day. So there's that. All right. What's our 5 minute look like here? I mean, for some, this would be an entry. This 5 minute gap down here, if it wants to continue pushing up, but I hadn't had a chance to look at the 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, we got a 4 hour gap way higher. We're talking like up below the weekly open. So yeah, I mean, it could retrace all the way up to like 29.44 up in this area. If it wanted to make a 4-hour move. Gosh, it's so tempting to just take this long again. Let's see if we're getting a breaker. Here's my skepticism with this, okay? And so you can understand what all I see. All right, my skepticism with getting long again here is simply this: we still never took London low, and we still never took that other low here, here. So for me, that engineered liquidity down there leaves me pretty skeptical of trying to get along and hold it for too long, especially since we're still bearish. Now the flip side of that is the 4-hour has already came down and taken its external range liquidity, so it's got to tool back. It's got to come back some to continue down. Problem is, it's in a small, very small 4-hour window, or 4-hour gap. There's 2 of them. Let me see if I can show you. Got to move everything around. Let's show you right here. All right, see over here above me on the 4-hour right here. This is what I'm looking at. See, we came down. We took external liquidity right here on the 4-hour. Came down. Then we've been pushing up. Every one of these candles is 4 hours right here. All right. So, sorry. And so then we've got a gap here that we've already been in, right? We've got one that we've already been in, or we just tapped, and then now we're pushing back down. We've got a higher one here, which is actually the one you would want to see it go to, but this would be enough for it to run back down to those lows. And what are those lows? That's London low, that external range liquidity that I keep talking about. That's why I'm skeptical on these longs at the moment. So that's the quick rundown of that. So I hope that made sense. Let's see here. So let's go ahead and get that back off, and let's see what we're doing. All right. So we got about 10:56, 11 o'clock. This is a great macro. This is where Europe starts to close. European closes coming in. We're getting a breaker, potentially. We may be going back short. Let's look here. Notice market structure shifted right here. Fair value gap. That could have been an entry. Chain and stay delivery right here. Could have been an entry. I'm going to wait for the breaker. I need better confirmation that we're going to go down. So I need this guy to break. Meaning close below this. It's a game of inches. All right. O'clock. This thing may send it down quick. All right. There it is. 6 seconds. Maybe another dog walking. Trade. Boom. Test it. Go. Now we're gonna obviously see if we can hunt London low. We got one of these over here. Let's delete that. We're just walking this thing up and down today. Goodness. Alright, so here's our measurement here. Alright, standard deviations. Alright, so I would actually, here we come back on this gap. This gap was a nice play before, so let's play it again. There's a Devil's Mark there. Let's play that. Devil's Mark is just one of these flat bottoms that hasn't been touched. There's one here. See this flat bottom that hadn't been touched. They're just good draws on liquidity. For whatever reason, price likes to return to those. I don't have to know everything about everything. I just know that price likes to go to it, so that's a good enough reason for me to target it. See if we can get some speed at 11 o'clock here in 45 seconds. We'll target this low. We could target 2.5 standard deviations down here if we wanted to. And then we'll probably just close it ourselves when it gets down here. But I always like to put a target down a little bit further because if it rushes through, I hate to get tagged out and then it just continues. So what do we see here with this big range? Let's look at something. Let's look at the 5 minute. I'll show you something. No, let's look at 15. No, let's look at the hourly. What does it look like? It's like a choppy mess, what it looks like, right? But you've had this nice accumulation. You've had manipulation on both sides. And look at that candle. 11 o'clock is going to give us a nice little push up, create a wick, hopefully tool them back down. But look, this is just a choppy mess. Like, in all honesty, this is why we're scalping, because this is not giving us any direction. All right? It's just whatever. So we're just playing within that tight range that it's given us. And I'm actually gonna trade my P&L this time. So if I see this thing get close to negative 85, 95, something like that, I'm just gonna close it out, because the Top Step with the group that I'm with, you get qualification days to take payouts. So your qualification day is $200 in profits to get 5 qualification days to take a payout. So I'm already past that, so I'm just going to protect that now, because this market's really not giving us a whole lot. It's just giving us up and down, up and down, up and down. And so we're just scalping it. We're just taking it up and down, up and down, up and down as it goes. This looks like it was just range expansion, so it's just making the range a little bit bigger. Let's see if we retest that breaker. So I'm gonna be ready to go out if this thing comes back on me too much. I'm just gonna protect this profit. So there's the touch on the breaker. It's another retest. Let's see if we can tap this guy and get some movement down back into the range. Here comes the waiting game again. Really wanted to see more out of 11. Usually 11 o'clock we can really get some movement, but oh man, they're going to pull it back the other way, aren't they? 5 and 15 look like. 15 looks good. 5 still looks good. So we can get some speed. So what happens at European close? Usually between 11 and 11:30. 11:30 till the actual close happens, but then you start to see the European market start covering their trades. So that's why you get to see a little bit of action. Usually whatever happens right here in this 10 to 10:30, a lot of the time, 11 o'clock tends to reverse it. And if the 11 doesn't give the full reverse, you may see it between 11:20 and 11:30. Excuse me. All right, this is going to force me out. I don't like the way this curls up. Just from experience, I don't like the way this curls up. It usually shows me a shot the other way. Unless we can bust it up like that. There we go. All right, let's go. Come on. Our window to trade personally is about to close very soon, so let's see if this can finish off its move. Send it down. We got 5 minutes to get some speed here. Ready? Start moving. Yeah, all of them are cooling down now. That's good. See you get down there. Ooh, good move. All right, good, good, good. Keep it going. Watching this mark right here. Get rid of that. Because if it hits that and looks like it's going to bounce, we'll just go ahead and close that first one. I really like the lower one. It's right above this gap. You want to see that gap just be a magnet. Just keep attracting price to it. Boom. I don't know if I get any chat messages or not. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can get one more push. Good. Good look. All right, here's our line. Let's see if we can get through it. Quick move through it. Quick move through it. Yes, it's pushing down hard too. Good. Very good. Push through there. I'll grab that other one. All right. Beautiful. We should tag it. I'm watching here. I want to see that first one hold price. If not, I'm going to pull it off. Hold it. Send it down. There we go. Good. Very good. Let's see it push through there. What are we looking like on the 5? I'm about to run into a fair value gap down there. 5. 15. ES. NQ still all synced up. Stay in sync. Last time down. Nope. See, that's what? 11:07. All right, a couple more minutes. Or if we start to we're going to push back above this. I'm going to just take one off. I'm taking one off. Take a break even. 368 now. Not too shabby. Like I said, our target's here. What would it be if it gets there? 223. But I'm going to keep it down here. 2.5 standards just to, for craps and giggles in case we do break out to the downside. All right. See how we got back above here, and that's why I was like, yeah, we'll go ahead. I know it can come up into this gap and then push down, but the way it's been today, I just want to just take what we can get and be content with it. 80, yeah. I mean, if we scrape up London low, I mean, that'll be almost a $1,500 day. So, yeah, it's gonna hold here. 11.10's coming. We'll probably see some movement here in the next 10 to 20 seconds. Didn't say it was gonna be the right movement. Let's see here. If we get a CISD right here, I'm gonna close it. Hit the wick. There we go. Price action hasn't been bad. It's just been compressed, if that makes sense. Price action hasn't been like, I mean, it's been doing what it does, what it's supposed to do, but it's just compressed into a tighter range. I mean, we're working what? Let's see here. We've been working all day in between 701 and 880. Maybe it just feels that way because I'm trading small. But yeah, so I mean, it's a decent range. I mean, it's over a 100-point range. But when we're trading small, it definitely. And it's hard too because here lately, NQ's been trending like crazy. Like it will trend up like really hard for the day, or trend down really hard for the day or for the morning. And now that and that was more in the holiday session. But now that you know, the market makers, I guess you could say, are back in the office, it's like things have kind of tightened back up. So we're not getting those fun runs that we were getting. Goodness, come on. So you've got accumulation, you've got manipulation up. This is just a very small version of AMD. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution, or you could call it the accumulation phase of a market maker model. You've had one here, and then it dropped, and this will be your second stage. And typically this stage, if it drops pretty hard. So we just need to see it drop. Just holding price here. Beautiful. Now move it. Now move those lows. Send it down. There we go. There we go. There we go. Very nice. All right, let's see here. S&T's are looking okay. Nothing. Everything's still looking like it's tooling together. ES still has some distance before it gets to the lows. So this will potentially finally take that London low. We'll see. Come on. Let me take that other DM. Not yet. Still got space to move down. Let's see if we can do it. Even if we're just working the range, it is just acting finicky right here. Took this internal range, liquidity, came down, took these lows, came back up. So really what we want to see is we want to see this purple candle right here stay as resistance. Don't let it past it. Because if it does, it's probably going to go up. And when I say go past it, I mean break and close it. I don't mean just break it. Like it can wick it all day long, but if it breaks above it, there's a strong chance that we're just going to keep pushing back up. 8 seconds on that candle. We're just in a sideways. This is just time distortion. This is just waiting for the next macro time to hit, which is going to be here in about 5 minutes. Then we enter our lunch window. So anyway, so this is about it. It's a good push. Now watch this thing. That candle I was talking about will try to act as support now. It'll try to bounce up off of it. And if it does, that's kind of indicative of a turnaround. So sometimes it'll give you this, and then if we're still bearish, it's just going to go right back through it. So we'll see what it does right here. If it doesn't go right back through it, we may just close this. It's just a crazy place to turn around. Well, not too crazy because we're pretty much in the middle of this range. Look here to here. Let's see what we're fighting right here. We're below the 50%. So if you look at the more current range, we're actually below it. So we'll see. All right. We can run right back through it. The thinking pose. Here we go. Now we push right back through it. That's what I'm talking about. It will not hold price up if price is still bearish, right? And the other side too is usually, you know, CISDs and things like that, you're not looking for unless you sweep some decent liquidity. Like you got this sell side down here. If it came down here, swept this, and then did it, we're going to look more for a reversal. But at this point, we'll hold through it. Just hope we don't get a retracement that comes too far back and hits our break even. Again, we've been hit break even a few times after taking profits. All right, this is our shot. Look right there. Tag that devil's mark right there. See, we could have left that other position down there. We could have left that position down there, but I mean, we would have had to sit through all that and a potential wick or something coming back and hitting it. So I didn't want to deal with that. I'd rather just take the money off the table. All right, let's see if we can get one more good push down. So we're watching this. I'll move it for a minute because we're also watching this guy. This guy has not been touched. Well, it's been touched almost right there. So let's see if we can push through it. All right, here we go. Last shot at it. 1120 is about to hit. Patience game. This is where I can't wait till my viewership grows some so I can actually have a conversation with somebody in the chat, because this is where it kind of gets boring and long, and this is where you start maybe doing stuff you shouldn't be doing, right? You're like, maybe I can add in right here. Maybe I should just close it. And really, you know where you want to go. I know my destination's down here. So some sort of little distraction from that would always be good. I just don't want to walk away and leave it. It's just not my personality does not fit doing that. Like, my personality is very hands-on, want to see it, want to watch it, and it would drive me crazy walking away from it knowing it's going in the background. So, all right, we got another gap here. I don't like the way this is forming. I don't like it. This kind of feels like it's driving down, pulling in shorts for it to just go right back up in the range. So we're going to pay a close eye here. Keep a close eye here. See if we can just dump out of there. I need to see it dump out of there now. There you go. Run through that gap. There we go. Let me see some speed down. I don't want to see that gap hold price up. I want to see it get just flipped on its head. It's our last line of defense. Or its prices. It's the bull's last line of defense. We need the bears to just run right through it. Last shot. We're in our 10-minute window. It's 11:22. I'm about to trail this thing tight here in a minute if it doesn't start moving. All right. All right, here we go. See if this is going to turn on us. This is definitely what I said. What did I say? This buildup I don't like. This whole guy right here just screams that it's going to take a shot back up. And then, we have relative equal highs right up in here. That it could just take and then continue and finally get its juice to go down. But the way that this gap supported it, it's looking like it might come back on us. So we're still about 35 points away. So we'll see if we can leave it the room and see if it'll it'll sweep those and then go down. Now this movement for the New York session is not surprising, simply because we had such decent moves in the overnight. You know, typically big moves during the overnight lend to more sideways movement in the AM New York session. So, but now that we're getting closer to the PM, it may get tired of being wound up in this area and try to get away from it at some point. So here we go. Let's see if we can get back down there now. All right, I'm gonna step away for a moment, use the restroom, be right back. All right, looks like nothing happened. In the same spot. All right, let's see what happens here. 11:25. Yeah, let's look left over here. See this accumulation areas. We're just kind of doing the same thing. I don't like the way this. I still don't like the way this is building up. I need to see I need to see an energetic candle to the downside, like very soon. I'm just going to close this. See, it's just still staying in the range. We're just stuck in consolidation. We really got to get back down in here and try to flip this gap. If not, we're running the risk of it coming back up on us. Even though I love knowing our draws down here, I mean, it's failed to get down there how many times already? NQ is the weaker of the two, so if it's being dropped, it's a drop. $27. All right, sorry about that. Muted. Had to mute for a minute. Had to talk to the wife. All right, let's go. Looks like we're trying to make these moves. We're just slowly inching our way down. It's not looking too good. It's just looking sideways. I tend to be pretty confident in these draws, but this one is just not doing it for me, simply because we've moved down here so many times and not taken it. So we're just going to continue just to give it some time and see. 1130's hit. It looks like it's wanting to push up. Don't like that. Yeah, we're just stuck here. I mean, we're not stuck. We could actually close it and just take the bag and be good. But if it does move to our draw, I'll be pissed if I get out now. All right. Yeah, typically, typically, the 11 o'clock window, which is from about here on, tends to be good. I mean, but really the 11 o'clock window starts around 10:45. So I mean, that's where we start getting short, and so it gave us something. But see, look at this. Here we go. See this roundedness again? Don't like this hook. This roundedness usually tells me it's going to sweep up. So, but it needs to grab some highs if it's going to go lower. So if anything, I like seeing this. I'd rather see it go up here before it shoots down. If we're going to do a little manipulation up and then tool down. But I don't like this. And that's just an experience thing. That's just, I've seen it do it so many times where I've been sitting in a trade and see that curl up happen, even on the tops. If you see the tops kind of curl up, you'll see it just continue to move in that direction. So let's see. Hopefully, maybe that'll be the juice right there where it took these highs, and it can give it enough to. If not, there's more highs over here that it hasn't swept yet, really. It just made more equal highs. So they're now sweeping all those. We'll see if it sweeps and goes down or if it's just going to come back on us again. You can see a big wick. I don't want to see a CISD right there. Whew, 3 hours in, man. First one's a doozy. That's what we wanted to see. Now let's see if it holds up to what we're thinking. Nope. The way this opened back above this, I don't like. Looks like 1130 is going to want to turn it back up. Let's go ahead and close it. Get it 384. All right. Ooh. Interesting. I'm a little tired now. Yeah, that was just it didn't surprise me when I saw this. When I see certain things, I can just tell that it's about to do something that I don't want it to do. Should have just went ahead and pulled it down here, but this candle gave me hope. This wick, but then this opened up above it, and it was just no. It's getting strength to the upside. So, yep. So let's see here. Let's check our 5 minute. Could be a 5 minute pullback. See, we don't even have a 5 minute CISD or anything to the downside. Like, this thing is just opportunity to go up. It's crazy. This range has been just a little annoying. So what do we see? Anything else? Do we want to keep scalping this? I mean, it is just getting a little tedious at this point. I want these lows. Golly, look at these lows. Cannot believe this has not gotten taken yet. There it goes. That was the manipulation we wanted. Let's go. Let's re-enter. I like that manipulation. I really do. I really like that. I like the way it came back down. That will hopefully give it the juice to get back down through here. One more time. One more time. One more time. And I've got 2 on now, so. Yeah. I mean, we jumped in a little early. We could have waited for the CISD, but the manipulation got me a little jazzed. Got me a little excited on that one because that was the move we were wanting. So in case you wonder, this is accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Just simple A and D. And on the 5, it looked okay. So let's see if we can start tooling down now, going into lunch. Come on. Man, you had that juice for that manipulation. You just want to have that juice for that distribution. There we go. All right, 11:39. Into this macro, into this window. I don't know if it's an actual macro, but 11:20 to 11:40 is typically a good window for some good moves. So let's see if we can start waxing it. Oh, we do have a 5 minute CSD up, so just be careful there. Don't like that. Come on. Play out to the downside. We will protect. this will probably be it for the day. I've got other stuff to do. And I hate those candles that open up like that. See how it opened up higher than the last candle? It just shows strength to the upside. Yeah, I am somewhat trading P&L right now. I don't like any of that. I would normally want to hold till that, but yeah. Yeah, that 5-minute CISD is really screwing us. I'll make one more if we get a breaker here. All right, I think we're going to wrap it up there. This is just a fun first start. I know it didn't have a whole lot of people on it, and that's fine. But and I know there's nobody watching this till the end because that was a long session. So anyway, so we will just wrap it up here. We'll be back tomorrow, and we'll look for more trades, and we'll hopefully get some a little bit better price action, put a little bit more weight on those trades. Tomorrow we do have some PPI news at 8:30, which will be good. So that will give us some good 8:30 manipulation, hopefully, and we'll roll from there.